Hey, lovelies, how are you? Oh, I love it. Ah, okay, so let me tell you why I'm laughing. First of all, I'm 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 paying attention. And no, wait a minute. I used the wrong words. I digress. Welcome to Be So Light. My name's Felicia Pieces Bacala as well as Niana. You pick and choose. It still comes back to me. So I have to say something. I watch all this stuff coming up. First of all, I watch. Okay, now my friend and I, Deb, we used to always run our observance of certain things that would be happening between September all the way till December. This especially September all the way through October are high ritual months for these beings. Okay, so this is the time they're going to be amping up a lot of negativity. This is the time that you're going to start seeing people throw other people underneath the bus. I watched the whole thing with I haven't seen Jeffree Star ever since he went to Wyoming. He moved out there. And he's been kind of quiet. I haven't heard any new things he's put out, cosmetics and stuff and things like that. But then I see him talking about James Charles. Hopefully, I got that name right. And I was like, whoa. I said, oh, that's right. We're in September. So, who needs to launch something new? Who needs to get energy to push that and do that ritual? So, who are they going to throw underneath the bus? So, I saw that one. I was like, oh, okay, possibly a ritual. Okay. Then I see this whole thing with Russell, Russell Brandon, Brandon Russell, Russell Brandon. And then I was like, okay, what's going on with him? And I always knew that when Russell was coming on and he was really talking about a lot of things and he was really speaking out about it. See, here's the deal. When you speak out against anything and you're speaking your truth on something, the dark forces that be do not like it. They don't want to be discovered. They want to stay in their little shama ling 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 of their own bull crap and stay in that stuff. They want to stay in that. They don't want you to ever see them for who they are. They don't ever want you to, you know, um, get out of the game per se. So every time when people, light workers, healers, doctors, naturopathic, holistic practitioners, anybody comes on here, they got brighter light than their asses. They don't want you talking about their shenanigans. They don't want you to talk about what they've been doing. They don't want you to talk about how they've been doing it for all these years. They don't want you to bring it all up. They don't want you to expose them for what they've been doing to people for, I don't know, ever since, I don't know, all of our stuff that's been happening to us. They don't want that all exposed. And you want to know why? Because the ones that are exposing, the ones that are standing up and talking and saying their truth, are speaking the truth. And this nonsense, notice how I'm just saying what I want to say because I can. I'm 57 years old. I have time on this planet. Need to be respected for that, just like others who have the right to speak their truth. Okay. So, YouTube more than likely has really hit rock bottom. It's gone total synthetic. And you can't say anything because, oh, they're going to spank you because you're not being compliant. Anyway, um, so I noticed all this was coming out, and then I started noticing the ones that were promoting and talking about it and saying things, and then the alien stuff, all of that. I'm sorry. And then seeing this so-called whoever that military person was talking about NASA and all that stuff, I started really laughing my ass off. You want to know why I was laughing? Can you imagine the slap in the face to all of the people who have met face to face with other beings on this planet and these beings who are walking amongst us now, looking like they're human, but they're not? Trust me, I know what they look like. And I have fought in the other dimensions on them because I'm one of those fighters. So don't tell me that all of a sudden you're going to come and say grace and then start talking about, oh, there just might be other beings in another and out there in this vast galaxy. Really? Really, Dumbo? Really? Really? I'm poking fun at this. You want to know why I'm poking at it? Because they really think that you had to be sitting on your ass eating a whole bunch of Twinkies and drinking all the cow's milk with all the homogenizing stuff in it so that you can just not have any common sense at all to know that you're not the only freaking planet in the whole diverse universe with life on it. Really? I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, come on now. How do you think they came up with the storyline of Star Wars? How do you think they came up with the storyline of the Death Star? Oh, Darth Vader. How do you think they came up with that? How do you think they came up with Star Trek? How do you think they came up with Avatar? How do you think they came up with all of that? I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with weed. It had nothing to do with ayahuasca. This was long before all of that. And these beautiful plants came from other star systems to be here on this planet. Know that. They weren't original plants of this planet. So who's fooling who? Because I think that's kind of ridiculous. So what? We're supposed to like, oh my gosh. This is what we're supposed to do. They're gonna come out and tell us all this stuff, and we're supposed to go, oh my gosh, there's aliens all around us. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be in panic. Really? Thank God. You know why they're coming out and say that? I'm gonna tell you why. See, there's this thing called the sun out there. And as that sun gets brighter and brighter, unfortunately, some people who have technology to kind of, I don't know, try to be like Predator, the movie, where they can morph themselves into not being seen and be cloaked in the invisible fractures of light and kind of bend that light so they're invisible to the naked eye, but you can't see them. Hmm? Really? And now you got all this stuff going on. It's all a distraction. And the storyline, they want to build it up just because. And it's really kind of, actually, I find it funny because I track the energy of it to see where the energy line is going. Because even though we have collapsing timelines, there are certain collapsing timelines that are being used to derail you into that, to take you into that looping, to take you into that timeline, to take you into that timeline, instead of staying on a true timeline of the new energy. They don't want anybody on it. It's like tracking lights. Okay. That's what it's like. It's like tracking these lights. It's tracking lights. So the ones that are telling the truth, that have been telling the truth, that the ones that people have laughed at, thought they were off their rockers, they're full of shit. Your family, when you told them, don't do this, don't get this, don't do this, don't, this is this, and they laughed at you, and then they wrote you off and acted as though you were crazy. They didn't care about your feelings. They thought you just needed time out and some time away and maybe get yourself right. And you're a conspiracy person and all this stuff. Just sit back and put a smile on your face and watch how they're going to come back and say, wow, you're right. Because I already have that happening. Wow, you were right. No shit, Sherlock. This man is going to stand there and start telling us. And you know what? As I was watching him, I was looking at him. I said, "Oh, he's one of the beings. He's one of the alien beings," because I was listening to his frequency of how he was talking and how he was stumbling in his vibration, like he was trying to learn how to speak the English language. I said, "He's one of the beings. He's just camouflaged looking like a human. He's probably the draconian or a reptilian one." Isn't it crazy? All the stuff that they do on this planet. Isn't it crazy how it's, you know, I just said to someone else, I said, if I went out and made counterfeit money and I printed my money off every single day and I went and used it out at Sprouts, used it out at Whole Foods, and it got caught, and then they would say, "You are giving counterfeit money to people, and that's illegal and it's wrong." But it's okay that the government does it. They don't get caught. They don't get caught at all. I find that interesting. And then I find it interesting that back in the day in nursing, I talked about this before. I said this. If I gave a pill or accidentally killed a patient from wrong medication, doing something against the nursing license of my practice of what I'm supposed to be doing, I would be arrested. I would have my license revoked and I would be in jail. Never heard of again. And here we have beings that do things on an everyday basis that's harmful, and nothing is being done about that. All they need is just for you to consent to it. See, when you're an abductee, when you get contacted, okay, a lot of times the beings that come to you, you already have an agreement with them. They're going to be checking in on you as you're doing your journey or whatever you're doing down here. Okay. You already have contract agreement with them. But then there's the other ones, in order to get you to do what they want you to do, they have to find a way to trick you into consenting to it. In nursing, when you go and give a med to someone and you're going to start them on a new program or chemotherapy or something, or you're going to give them anesthesia, you're going to fill out those forms, a form of consent, information consent. They're going to go over the information with you. They're going to tell you what it is. They're going to tell you what the side effects are going to be. And then they want you to sign it. Because when you sign it, it is you saying you understand the risk of your surgery, of what you're getting anesthesia wise, that's going to put you under. And the risk factor could be you might not come out of it. There might be some kind of coma thing, amnesia loss. There's hazards. Okay, informed consent. That's what they give you. Now we get informed of people who are being thrown underneath the bus because it's all about a ritual and ceremonies. Because someone needs to, I don't know, have the next movie come out to be a hit. Someone needs, I don't know, the next song to be the number one song that you got to listen to and develop some kind of, I don't know, music worm in your mind. It's got to be something. So all these distractions are going on. And at this point in the game, we are so governed by the stars and by the universal laws right now. I just finished talking on my Instagram and did a read over there. And we're all being led to what we're supposed to be doing. But the one thing that we have to stay out of is fear. That is the one thing because they bank on us to be fearful because that's how they live, is off our fear. And every time when we come through and we say something or we speak our truth, it's almost like you get punished for it because they don't want to hear that. Well, when that sun keeps getting brighter and brighter, I don't think you need to be worrying about what I'm saying. I think you need to be worrying about that what that sun's gonna do to your ass. Because the dark ones can't handle it. And when I say dark ones, I don't mean like in color. I mean the vile negative beings that take on human form that's walking amongst us. That's been walking amongst us. Okay? The time jumpers, the silent boogeymans in the night, the shadow people of the night, the strange mist that forms, the ones that jump in and out of portals in Target, in Walmart stores, snatching people and then disappearing. No evidence that the person disappeared, but they're there. So the distractions that are going on, I do this. I make just a little bit of a note. Okay, they're doing this. But I'm looking at the day that it started on. Why is this energy kicking up now? Oh, that's right. We got a full moon coming. Oh, that's right. We got an eclipse coming up. That's a lot of energy. September all the way to the first part of December is ritual time for these beings. They're going to throw a lot of people underneath the bus. And I'm so sick and tired of this. Isn't this so boring, you guys? Come on. How many they're not creative beings. They're really not. They're not creative beings. They do the same thing over and over and over and over. And they're so boring the way they keep doing the same thing over and over. So now, oh wow. Oh, someone's being accused of sexual misconduct again. Oh, okay, that's the one we're going to use. Same storyline. And then that person can't prove it, and then it becomes this whole. But it's all about a distraction and energy. Throw somebody underneath the bus so they can get and use that energy for something. So sad. Maybe they need I don't know, Reiki session or something to help release that darkness of themselves. So the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's not just on YouTube platforms, it's on Facebook platforms, it's on Instagram platform, TikTok, it's on that, it's on all these platforms. Anywhere where the dark ones have their hands in to manipulate others to do their bidding is all in there. But the one thing that stands true, those of us that stand in our light and our truth, we just don't get bullied by you. So what? You punish us. So what? You take our. Who cares? Yeah, at the moment it'll be kind of like, okay, whatever. And other people can say whatever they want, and you don't mess with them. Why? What do they got? What are they in? What did they stick their finger into and they don't get touched? You don't do anything with them. Oh, but yeah, I still got to remember it's all about the algorithm. The algorithm is the one that decides. No, I tested that out. I've tested that out. I tested out doing shorts. I tested out being shorter on my videos. I tested out just do this, this, this. No. Once they have you hit as a truth speaker, they got you. And it doesn't matter if I make my stuff short or sweet to the point. It's not always about the algorithm. It's always about the truth of the platform. Because really, who built the algorithm? Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a human being that built it? Didn't that human being have to program it to only be attracted to certain words? Oh, that's right. We voluntarily put certain words in. So now that algorithm has a way to kind of go, just saying. Just saying. I'm just thinking other hypothetical thoughts, you know, just saying. But I'm just sharing also, just keep that out there. So, on a lighter note, I'm done complaining, just making my open. What is that? I am done with my opening statement. Sidebar! Overruled. So, I'm going to start doing that on here. Sidebar! Overruled. So, this, if you have not gotten this set, I just talked to someone about it and I told her, I said, look, if you don't get that set, you got to get the set to go with the first set that she put out. You got to have the two. You got to have it. And so she hadn't gotten hers yet. And I said, what? You didn't get your cards yet? So when she came out, when Ivy came out with this one, I was on it. And I remember when I got this set, went back at the Shasta. Another friend of mine wanted to get the set of cards. They were sold out everywhere. They were sold out. Couldn't get them because she was sold out. So she had to wait and get them reprinted so that they would be available again. And there was no time to wait. So I've already spoke. I already said, get the set of cards. Now the way, like I said, this came to me when I went up to the store up in Auburn and was just like kind of like, oh, what am I here for? And this thing literally was glowing. Yeah, AI. This thing was glowing on the shelf. And I went up and it was like a, I don't know, the kind of moment when you hear the angels start singing, ah, and I was like, look, there's the cards that I've been waiting for a whole year and a half almost. Am I seeing what I'm seeing? This is what's going through my mind at the time when this is taking place. And I'm like, oh my God, it's really sitting there. And then there's a slight panic because it's behind a glass shelf. And I'm like, oh shit, is it locked? And then I go ahead and pull, and then the glass opens and it's like, oh, dun, 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 dun. Then reaching up and I grab hold, dun, 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 dun. And I bring the box down to me and it's like, dun, 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 dun. And it's like, I have it. Oh my gosh, this is my set. So these are amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. And what's so amazing about these cards is I did a layout last night with the Beyond Lemurian and these. So I did it according to my chakras. So I did 3 cards from this. I did a root, a sacral, and a solar plexus. Okay. Then with this set, I did heart, throat, third eye, crown. Now, here's the deal. You're going to have Beyond Lemurian on one side, and then you have the veil on the other side. But the last card goes in the center. That's like the center activator of the whole spectrum of it. So that read was really right on the money on everything that I need. And I just love this book because, like I said, she really put a lot of good info into this book. And it's really, I like how she created the cards to be like in this portal energy, really portal energy. Now, don't get this set of cards if you don't plan on using them. These are not cards these cards are not to be sitting around in your Go Lucky box. Okay. These are cards that you want to use that will help you to navigate through the times we're in right now because they're right on point. I am not kidding. They're right on point. The message is as soon as you open the book up to the cards, the messages are right on point. The Gothic cards that I got are doing the same thing. The messages are right on point. The frequency cards by Lightstar, the messages are right on point. So everyone has created cards from, I want to say, from 2020, 2021. They got that all that imprinted energy all the way through up to now. And any cards made in 2023 right now, they're all interlaid with these codes of vibration, codes of light through these cards, depending on who the designer is, who's the one carrying the messages to put through these cards. And she just did a wonderful job. Ooh, what's that? I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one out. She just did a really good job with these cards, and I just love reading them. So, and they're really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull two of these. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, then I'm going to do one more mix on this one. And because they're still really new, the card stock that she used is really good. It is a matte finish, like both her other ones. Ooh, sugar down. Okay, and I'm going to pull a frequency card. Let's put a little bit of light star in there. All right. Ooh, okay. All right. So the frequency of this is going to be a card number 40, reflectivity, the Atlantean libraries. Now, keep in mind all the things that's going on in the waters right now with the whales, the dolphins. They're protecting the energy portals of the water. You see? Look here. See that beam? So I find it to be very insulting to have some human look-alike in some kind of military suit representing a message from NASA talking about we're not the only people existing in the world. Let me just put a let me just bring the light to this. Look how white my hands just got. Let me just bring some light to this, okay? Because I used that hand in battle the other night. Yes, I did. And let me just bring some light to this. To have somebody be that insulting upon our intelligence and to say that is not only a slap in the face, but you know you're getting ready to be tricked when they're going to try to gaslight you or trickery in that same. They know the time is up and they're coming straight out. My heart goes out to every person who ever said that something happened to them. They were taken somewhere, they were abducted, met up with alien beings. They were taught they were, their part of their seed or their womb or whatever was taken from them. They have a child out there that this being was sleeping with them and cultivating babies out of them. Oh, that's right. We had to wait for this person that looks like a military person to come and tell us that we're not the only one. This planet has been in quarantine forever because of the density and the negativity that was on this planet, the darkness. And now, because this planet is going into that light and that veil is lifting and that filament is lifting and it's getting thin. It's not even getting, it is thin. It's probably gone. We're going to be seeing a lot of things, a whole bunch of stuff. And that's all they're doing is trying to prepare people for what they're going to see because they can't cloak themselves anymore in this frequency. Bravo. Marvelous. So excited. Yay. You can't hide. You can't cloak yourself anymore. You can't cloak yourself. We see you. We smell you. Yeah. We see you. All right. So the next card, you guys, you know me. Here's the crystal keys. This is so beautiful. Now, the reason why this is important is because the crystals are imprinted and they're on. Do not listen to anybody else talking about, oh, don't use your crystals and da 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 da. No, your crystals are imprinted with encoded messages and information. You can program them. You can program them. You can access that. And you can create beautiful shields out of your crystals. All you have to do is just invoke that. And that is in my book as an add in. If you're ready for my Galactic Spiral Light book, it is on Amazon right now and it's live. And you can get it in an ebook. If you want it in print, you can get it in print too. So the next message is, yeah, you like how I just dropped that in there? There you go. Rainbow Portal. The portals, number 47. Rainbow Portal. Yeah, the portals are activated. And there are several different portals that are open, but I haven't yet figured out exactly all their locations because we're not supposed to know where they are. But supposedly, these particular portals will open to allow you to make and decide what timeline you're going to be on. And if you keep looping in the same energy because you're afraid of stepping out of the same behavior energy and you stay in that comfort, you're going to stay in that. You got until November 18th. Supposedly, the portals will close up. Okay. But I have to do more research on that about the portals. I know we got water portals going on. I know we have our own individual Stargate portals going on. I know our anchoring of the light is going on through, especially through the trees. If you haven't seen the trees lately, you better pay attention to that. That's phenomenal. Then we have forward motion, 3 of light codes. 3 of light codes. I love this. Look how beautiful these cards are, so activating. Okay, so let's dive in. We already know about the crystal keys. We already know that the keys, the crystals carry the knowledge. They have to. They come from Mother Earth. Okay, so 47. Okay, so this one is going to be representing it is time to bring your dreams into reality. Delight in the process. Stay in your heart and let this be the romantic adventure. So it's staying true to the self. Your energy is not for sale. I just had a really good conversation with a friend this morning about she was going to take on a job, but she knew she wasn't really aligned with it. And I was like, no, don't take that job on. Don't. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to stay in your medicine, stay in doing what you're doing. And she got the message. Spirit already told her that's not for you. And then she told me this morning. She says, "Oh yeah, I got the message." And I said, "Yay! Another light saved." And she said, Spirit had told her that her energy was not for sale. And I love that. And you want to know what's so good about that? It's because it's like this now. In the third world dimension, in that third dimension, we had to settle for jobs, corporations, places that were only willing to nickel and dime you for your time, your energy that you're giving to them. They're buying your energy, your hourly energy. And they'll say, okay, this hourly energy is only good for $15 or $18 an hour. That's what they want to give it to you for. Okay. Some of them don't even want to give you 18. So they're going to buy your energy to do something for their company. They're buying your energy. That's all third dimension. It's like this now. in your higher dimension, your higher expectation of self and your energy. If if they can afford their homes, their cars, to go out on vacation, to go travel and journey and do that stuff and have a good time, you should be able to do the same thing if you're working for them. You should not have to be worrying about if you got enough money to pay for your bills. You should not be worrying about if you got enough money to pay for your food, to pay for your gas in the times that we're living in. Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of it has to come undone anyway because everyone is functioning still from that type of thinking. I get these people underneath me. I am above them. I'll pay them what I want to pay them. But these people will always be in a need and a want because I'm never going to give them what they're truly worth because I need that money for myself. Do you see how that works? These right here, they never have to worry about with if their bills are going to get paid. They never have to worry about their food, where they're going to sleep, if they're going to be able to pay off their rent. These people right here, they never have to worry about it. The ones that work for these people, we're in the constant fight or flight, waiting for that, doing that energy. We're always in the fight or flight for that. Does that make sense? Hold on a second. So when you're in that constant fight or flight, you can never get ahead like you want to, depending on what kind of company you're working for. Okay. So, yeah, this is where you really have to sit back and think, shit, wait a minute. What am I selling my energy for? What's it really worth to me? Because they're pulling from you to get what they want from you. Okay. And it made so much sense when we were talking about it. And I said, yeah, your energy is not for sale in that way. That's third dimensional thinking. And until we value ourselves, you can't move to that next level and recognize it. You have to value yourself. You have to really value yourself now. It's so important now because when you're not valuing yourself, you're leaving yourself in this energy of just staying comfortable and staying in that same vibration. And this energy that we are constantly moving and evolving and integrating into is not allowing you to do that. It's allowing you to really value yourself, to really get that, and not to try to be validated through your work through other people and stuff. It's not working like that anymore. Those parts of us don't fit anymore. And this is why this card is so important. This is why it's so important. This is why that message is all about that. Putting yourself into your dreams, bringing your dreams into that reality. And also, her cards are activations, just to let you know. Now, the forward motion, when we have to move forward, so let's take a look at that one. 3 of light codes, forward motion, 3 of light codes, forward motion. You are moving in the right direction and your momentum is strong. Do not let setbacks derail you. Stay true to your course and permit yourself to dream even bigger. How many of you are dreaming smaller or dreaming bigger? How many are dreaming? What are you dreaming? If you're not dreaming bigger and you're just staying in that level, you're not allowing yourself to really reach your dream. And here's the thing, too. I know a lot of us have just given up and said, what the hell? What's the use? I try to do my business, or I try to do my thing, or I try to do this, and I get a little bit, and this doesn't work. You keep forgetting we're in a releasing of the old and moving into the new. Okay, we're doing this. This has to give away so that you'll be true to yourself to have this. And yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And yes, it's going to feel like, oh, I don't know if this is working for me. But it is. You're not on the old timeline of that belief. That makes sense? You're on the newer energy where you get to anchor in the light. It's all about anchoring into those higher timelines. It really, truthfully is. Anchoring in on that. You already have the keys. You got to anchor into those timelines. So the reflective Atlanteans, they are really protecting our waters right now. They don't want certain human beings out in the water. There's a war going on right now in that water. Okay? The war energy we're in is called the silent quiet one. If where things go done without you knowing about it until it's kind of like the frog in boiling water syndrome. Oh, look, the frog is finally cooked. Oh, it's just here now. Oh. But there comes a point to where you kind of step back and you say, I don't think I'm going to comply with this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. Okay. So the energy time that we're in, and when you start seeing all this craziness with people throwing other people underneath the bus and all these storylines coming up now, what is it they don't want you to see? I don't know. Is it the sun out there? I don't know. Is it the energy stuff that's imprinting in the dark? And when you shine a flashlight at night, you can see it flying through the air? Yeah, Mother's doing a lot of things. So, with that being said, all light workers, oh, look what the bottom card was. Oh, I have to talk about the bottom card. Look at the bottom card. For me, this is me right here. The bottom card. Yes, the spiral. I'm all about that spiral light. Crystalline staircase, portal number 5. Do we dare take a look? Do we dare? Do we dare? Do we dare? I think we should. Okay, let's take a look and see what the message is. Everybody needs to be paying attention to the messages because you're getting them. Are you paying attention? Trust me, you got to pay attention. Okay, the crystalline staircase. Reclaim your power by shifting your perspective. Focus on your blessings rather than your problems. Challenges can be transmuted into lessons and gifts that can help shape your desired future. This is beautiful. And with Spiral Light, when I'm having session with people, it is about transmuting those timelines, those things that are not supposed to be in your energy field. So it's all about transmuting. So I like this. That is a beautiful read. It's good. It's good. It's good. I like it. I like it. I like it. Um, One of the things I wanted to read on this, I kind of caught my eye. So in her book, she does. Oh, that's a pretty one too. This is just a good set of cards, everyone. I am not kidding. You know, for me to be a card connoisseur, when I say something is a good set, I mean it because if I feel it on every part of my being and I'm like, oh, I really feel this set, that's a good set. But here, with this set, she gives you, even on some of the cards, the reason why she did that painting. What was the information that came through for her to do this painting? And here's her message. It says, as I wrote this, I love this. All of us are going to relate to this, okay? As I wrote this, my cat knocked my favorite quartz crystal onto the hardwood floor and it broke into pieces. The timing felt significant as this crystal was an ally to me. I could not be angry with my cat as she was being herself. It was my fault for putting the crystal in a precarious place. Blaming her would only make her upset and would not improve the situation. This was a reminder to be aware of where I leave delicate things. Remaining angry or sad was not going to help this situation, so I asked myself if I could fix the situation or move on. This incident was a wonderful gift that inspired something lovely, illustrating this card's lesson. So she really did a lot of work. And I really think those of us that gravitate to these cards and work with the cards, if you do your layouts and work with it, it really brings in a lovely energy of healing and focusing on yourself and changing. It really does. It brings that in. So, with that being said, lovelies, yes, I came in and I talked about all the shenanigans that's going on. And yes, I mentioned all those things. And this is day number 7 for me. Um, and I'm going to put that here. Day number 7, that I'm just showing up. And on the Instagram page, I talked about that showing up because I was really happy to see someone that was doing a teaching and she was talking about habits and changing habits. Sounds like she was doing atomic habits almost. And she was standing there in herself and doing her teachings and her medicine. And I've watched this individual of things that she went through, how she graduated from her college, got her degree in psychology, and now she's using it to start helping people to change habits, things that they are stuck in and don't realize. A lot of us have habits, but one of the books I highly can definitely say, if you really want to start looking at some of your habits, Atomic Habits is really a good one. They have it online. Take a look at it. Um, I was referred to this book, and I really learned a lot about some of the habits that we have, some of the things that we do because it's comfortable and it's safe and it feels good. And sometimes we have to kind of change those habits. We have to be willing to look at them and say, you know what? Hmm, let me change this habit. Maybe I don't need to go try to work myself out at a gym and hurt myself. Maybe it's just actually taking a simple walk for maybe 2 or 3 minutes and then being good with that as I'm building new habits and working up to something else that I want to do. Yeah. So I invite every one of you to be good to yourself. Is there any questions before I leave? I hope I gave you good info. I hope I encouraged all of you. That's always my intent. And I always show up and speak my truth and say how I feel about things. And a lot of times I get in trouble because I speak my truth. But you know what? The day when I can't say what I want to say is the day I'll be in the grave. And even then, I think I'll still be coming from the grave speaking my truth. Yeah, I'm a Capricorn, pretty determined. We don't settle. We can't settle. No. So, is everyone good? I hope everyone's good. Hey, thank you so much for the love in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, sister. Love you too. Is everybody good? So, I hope everyone's doing good. And Galora, if you get this message, and I hope you did, you probably got it on my Instagram. I'm proud of you. Good job. Good job. I even got to see you have that beautiful, nice drum sitting there. That's beautiful. They actually wanted me to see all of that. Now, back maybe a few years, I probably would have been triggered by it. I probably would have been like, ah, you know. But now I'm like, no, feels all good. What is your Instagram name? Priestess Makala 333. Oh, I misspelled I left the S out, you guys. Oh my gosh. I didn't press hard enough. There you go. That's me. Hey, Lisa. Hi, darling. How are you? How is everything in the UK? Are you doing okay? I know, we never get a chance to just like chit chat because everything is so crazy. But I hope you're doing okay in the UK. Sending my love, still fighting. Oh, honey, for my grandkid. You know what? I know that's going to be a lot of work on you. But what I need you to do is make sure you stay grounded and centered into that. And honey, call in the crone. Call the crone, the divine crones in. And when I say crones, I mean our ancient crone mothers. Call them in. Sometimes our humanness, we don't get the job done. We get in the way. Sometimes you got to call them in so they can take care of it for you. See, they can do those things that we can't get around to do because we're too distracted. They go in through the unseen world and get stuff done. And dragons, you got to have your dragon team on it. They are on it now. Go into that. Oh no. Okay, go in. Do that. Do that with yourself. Bring that in. Because it's pure. Call the crones in, the divine mothers of the crone. Call them in. Take, see, this is why. Women, pay attention. I'm going to show this only one time. I'm not going to show it again. So pay attention and share it with others. Take your bowl, get a bowl, and you can only have this bowl for your water prayers. It cannot be used to put your apples and oranges and your bananas in or your crystals in. Now, well, if you put crystals in it, you're just charging up your bowl, okay? But get your bowl. Today's a good day. Sit, get some water. Take and pour your water into the bowl and say your prayers. Take your right finger, stir into the bowl. Create that sacred spiral. Say your prayers. Ask for what it is you need assistance in. Say it. State it as such. See, back in a time when we had our temples, we worked with the waters. We did a lot of water work. Then pull your finger out. Say thank you into it. It is done, it is done, it is done. Take your bowl of water. If you have a backyard, somewhere where you can pour that water onto the earth, give it to Mother Earth and say thank you. And then go back. If you want to do another day of it, do another day and say thank you. Usually, doing things 3 times, sacred to woman, because we're sacred beings. When you're standing in that energy and you do that, and you give that water, it will manifest. The reason why I can speak highly of this is because this is how I first got started on YouTube, on WordPress. It's talking about a water bowl, talking about how I would pour water into a bowl. Because being who I am as a sun dancer, I didn't have land on my own and a circle of my own to go pour water. I would pour it other places, that were available for me to go pour water if they had a lodge or something like that, and I could do that. But this was the next best thing because it's circular, 360 degrees around. Water is a living being. Say your prayers and pour the water in it. And then say it is done, it's done, it's done. Aho, ashe, amen, whatever words you want to use to close that. Thank you. And then give it to Mother Earth. If you give it to an oak tree, a pine tree, A willow tree, that is some sacred energy when you give it to the standing ones, because the standing ones are already anchoring the light. Now, get this, pay attention. So you go get, ooh, I just saw star beams fly right across. Wow, that was big. Okay. So if you pour this to an oak tree, a willow tree, a pine tree, a tree that's nearby that you know is standing tall, real tall. Okay, even a cedar tree standing tall. They're the towers of light. Okay. So they're pulling all this light down. Okay. And then they're anchoring their light into the earth. All right. Then you come along and you pour the water there. Now that anchor of light has no choice but to take this all the way down into earth. And then it's going to go mother, because she's going to breathe it. And she's going to say, my daughter is asking for something. I feel what she's asking for. Now that energy is going to come back up through your feet. She's going to talk to the water in your body, communicating with you. And you're going to feel this rush of energy come up through your spine and up to the top of the crown. And then that's anchored in and it's done. Okay? So there's a lot of power in this when you do it. But you have to hold that intention. And when you let it go and release it, you see the magic in it. And this is what my next book is going to be about, the divine magic within you. Okay? So I already got these other 3 books out. So now for the first time, I'm giving myself permission to write my first magical book. Because I live and breathe magic every day. I just don't let a lot of people know about it because there's some people that are just so judgmental all the time. Stop it. Okay? So this is a good thing. Every woman should have a bowl in their household. That's a sacred water prayer bowl. And this is a time when someone's sick, you say your prayers in it. Good. Someone comes over and they got something going on, you have them pour water into your bowl. Have them pray, pour it. Okay? Everyone should have a sacred water bowl. All right, lovelies. I'm going to run. I love all of you. Be so light. Understand what that truly means. Be soul light. Be your soul light. When you stand in your soul light, the dark beings they don't like your light. They don't like it. Yeah, I'm their worst nightmare. I will light your ass up in a minute. You're a dark being? Let's dance. Because I'm going to win. I already know I'm going to win. I know you're not going to win. I know I'm winning. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourselves. Please, if you haven't, so worth every dime. So worth it. And if you don't have the first one, make sure you get both of them so you can really work through these portals because it's so worth it. I'm not kidding. And now's the time that you really kind of need that extra something, something, something so you can be in that. Drink lots of water, get into your hibiscus, and enjoy life. Don't follow all the shenanigans because they're just doing their rituals. Just kind of watch from afar and just say, oh, that's what they mean. Okay. All right. Much love. Be so light. Bye.